Hey guys, welcome to the Cheese Factory podcast. I am White Cheddar, also known as Zach, joined by King Smeat, also known as Michael, and Pope.
Hello.
All right. And then I'm also joined by Drew Tang, also named Loaf, also named Drew.
Hello.
I don't know. I called you Drew Tang first, but that's fine. It's fine. Yes, we're here to talk about some video game stuff and other things. Michael, start us. What do we got?
Baldur's Gate 3 just released their final patch.
Yeah, I was curious to see what that was all about.
Oh, you got some new subclasses, crossplay,
Yup.
photo mode.
Yup.
Oh, I could finally
Yeah.
take photos of titties.
No.
Without the screenshot feature.
Yeah.
I'm in the
That
middle of
focus.
the sex scenes. Just like, Google, freeze frame this for me. Jarvis, zoom in.
Yeah, and then I can finally get some nice shots of me hanging brain in the camp while you guys are talking to people.
I'll never forget that
That'd be
moment. Pope's character's like getting up off the floor. His junk's just hanging out from
Yeah, from the bottom.
Oh my god.
That like backwards angle of that cutscene was so crazy. Yeah, what kind of subclasses do they add?
It's actually, I think for every class, there's a new
Yeah, I think
subclass.
each one gets like, what, 3 or something?
Yeah,
Oh, so it's like
total of 3?
Barbarian, College of Glamour Bard, Death Domain Cleric, Circle of Stars Druid, Arcane Archer Fighter, Way of the Drunken Master Monk. I want to do that one.
Oh.
Oath of the Crown Paladin, Swarm Keeper Ranger, Swashbuckler Rogue, Shadow Magic Sorcerer, Hexblade Warlock, and Blade Singing Wizard.
Yeah. So okay, so they're like the in-class subclasses. I was thinking like new classes, but that's cool too.
No,
Didn't they add some more of those recently too? Like since last time we've played, at least.
I don't
No.
think so.
Oh, okay.
I
So
mean,
this is
without
like the first one.
mods, probably not.
Yeah, I'm totally down for another playthrough since it's like final update, and then maybe we could throw in a couple more mods too, or.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember we were looking at the roguelike mod that you could
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I bet it's gone a ways now. Like, so that'll be good. It's probably nice and updated.
Oh, that'd be a playthrough for the roguelike thing.
Another one? Yeah.
I'm definitely down to do a full playthrough, do an evil playthrough.
Yeah.
Despite Pope's wishes, where he had a moment there where he could have just fucking changed the tides of the entire game at the very end. It could have all gone to shit right there.
Yeah.
Really glad I did it.
So is that all they really added? Was just those couple things?
Yeah.
Huh. I expected there to be a little more, but that's still cool. Subclasses.
That's a pretty
Are you kidding me? Like a year for this.
I need more sex scenes, damn it. All right.
They have mod support, Zach. Get what you want from there.
Where's my shadow fart scene? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure it's in there. I'm sure it's there. Just look around.
Scratch and sniff.
No, that's probably the point.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I want a shadow fart. You know what I'm saying?
Shadow fart mod.
Yeah.
every dialogue scene with her, you just can hear her ripping ass.
Oh, sorry about that.
Harley Quinn, I'd like you to do 100.
Doesn't acknowledge. Just ripping.
Yeah. Yep, then a whole bunch of bug fixes.
Yep.
That's funny.
Good stuff though, and there's a modding group that's making like an entire DLC size mod for the game as well. Might be worth checking out if we want to get our story continued.
Fan stuff can be so annoying. Their stories be cringy.
What stuff?
So fan-made stories can be so cringy at times.
Sometimes they can be. That's true. I've had some
actually most times.
I
want to say
all right. If it's good though, might be worth checking out. I'm pretty sure it's based off an actual D&D campaign. So if that helps, however, you will have to probably suffice with other people's voice acting.
Oh, great.
Those usually take a really weird turn. I just hope they don't try to voice act like you're already like existing NPCs. I remember when I first got into modding for Fallout, I tried to download a mission like that, and they voice act your character, and I was like, dude, this is so bad. This is not what I sound like. So like some whiny teenager, and I'm like, what happened to the man I was playing?
You never was.
I guess not.
Sorry, I had to run off there for a second. Had to do some man duties. There was a spider in the house, and I was a man about it. Let me tell you.
It's crazy. I thought we got rid of those.
Bro, yeah, Drew, what the fuck?
Hey, I was sitting down and vacuuming up the dead ones, all right?
Yeah, so...
Have you seen a dead one crawling around recently? Huh? You're welcome.
He's right.
You're welcome.
So recently, we had Drew come over and clean out our crawl space of the spiders and clean it and vacuum. But luckily, most of them were dead. Apparently, they all just ran away, and now they're just infesting the house. It's not true. It's they're not doing that, but...
They knew I was coming, so they hid.
Yeah,
they did the right thing doing that because I was not about to start vacuuming if they were all moving. But
Drew, tell me how to go down there. How'd it go?
Well, as I previously stated, it was dusty as fuck because it's mostly dirt down there, and webs. My head was covered in webbing as well. I don't know if I mentioned that I had to vacuum off my hat a couple times. But other than that, I think the nastiest things I saw down there were some really big like grasshoppers, like the thick. Pale looking ones. I hate those fucking things. Those are worse than dead spiders any day.
Really? I didn't know those were down there.
Yeah, there weren't too many, but there was a handful, and I was not a fan. They were nasty. Those were the worst fucking things down there. But aside from that, not too bad. Not too bad.
I remember you saying there was like the spider egg sacs and
oh my god, yeah, those
fucking dead spiders.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was one. I think the biggest one I saw there was like if I was brave enough to pick it up and like pull its legs open a little bit, it would probably be the size of my fist. Like it was nasty.
I hate that visual. Picture like you like opening its legs.
And that's why I wouldn't do it, all right?
Disgusting.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty.
So as you say, there's leaks about Oblivion, I guess.
Yes, I mean you were telling me they were probably proven fake, but I've heard. I mean, I've seen a lot telling me that they have like pics and sources, but and they're saying it's probably going to get announced this month or released this month, something crazy. Which would if it is fake, it makes sense why they're hyping it like they are. It could very well just be fucking fake, but if it wasn't. Then,
I have a really reliable source, and it's Facebook.
Yeah.
What I saw on there was I saw the couple images, but then there was like a bunch of other images, like what the box will look like all these other things, and for the PS5, for the Xbox. So I was like, there's no way all this was leaked. So maybe it was just those screenshots, and someone just added all the other crap to it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I mean, this has been something in the talks for a while, and it could just be the Oblivion. What do you call them? People that really want the game to come out, but it could just be a bunch of that. People have been talking about this game for fucking years to be remade. There was a time where, what was it? Who makes the game? Bethesda shut down the mod of like the Skyrim leveled remake of Oblivion, because they were like supposedly working on it. They did the same thing for Fallout Online. They shut down that shit when they released 76.
Oh, I see.
Together.
That's probably kind of what happened with Bloodborne too. I'm sure we'll see another Bloodborne remaster since they shut down that guy's mod to make it 60 frames and on PC. So
yeah, I don't know about that. But anyways, yeah. So apparently there's a bunch of images, and they're saying that nothing's been confirmed or anything like that by Bethesda, but it's just what they're saying could be coming up. So I mean, for all we know, this could just be one big hoax, and we all fell for it.
I see. Michael, did you play much of Oblivion?
A little bit.
Yeah, same here.
Pretty much did the same thing in Skyrim, where I got to a certain point and just stopped every time.
I never did play Oblivion, but I've seen it played a few times, and man, does the graphics not hold up. But
no, that game is old.
all those
All of
iconic
it.
memes that came from it. And I know about like the wizard who can fly or something, and like all that random shit. So like, I don't know if I would get it unless it is a remaster or like more of a remake. I would consider it,
Really
but
more of a
it'd probably just be
remake.
a game remake.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be the same exact game, but the graphics is all just going to be almost like on Skyrim level.
Well,
Oh.
according to what people are saying about the game from these quote unquote sources, the combat will be completely changed. It'll be to the point to where if you hit someone with a sword, they actually look like they took a blow. It didn't
Oh
just kind of like phase
yeah,
through them. They're stating that,
yeah.
I don't know. Again, this term is being used everywhere, so I almost don't believe what they mean by it is true. But they say it's going to be almost like Souls-like combat. And what they probably mean by that is that when you block with a shield, it's going to take up stamina, and if your stamina runs out, then your shield, your guard breaks. Maybe there's like you can kick a shield to knock it out of their hands, and maybe you can dodge. So they're making mentions like that about the game. That the combat's going to be a lot better. They say the graphics might not quite be like Skyrim, but they're probably not going to be as good as, if you can even say this, good as Starfield's. Because Starfield's didn't look all that good. I think Fallout looks better than Starfield, but
That probably has to do a lot with the setting of the game too.
yeah.
Like,
Point is, anything that Bethesda can do to prevent making the next Elder Scrolls game, they will do. And if it means if it means an older one, I'm game for it. I didn't actually play as much Oblivion as I did Skyrim. I played a lot of Skyrim. So if it truly is a good Oblivion remake, that would be fucking awesome. I feel like they can't fuck it up that bad, right? Because there's already the stories there, and the story was good, so they can't possibly make it that bad, right?
right?
I mean, they
Maybe.
could screw up the performance.
What's that?
They could screw up the performance of the game.
No. I mean, yeah, but it wouldn't be a Bethesda game if it didn't work half the time.
True.
Yeah. I hope that it just doesn't feel dated with updated graphics. Like the remaster would be fine. Like I just know if I like played it and it feels like I'm playing an old classic game, it just doesn't hold up anymore. Especially after Skyrim. It's like that's my expectation. And if this, you said the gameplay's reworked and stuff, but I want to see how much of that actually is reworked. So
and nothing confirmed. According to the sources, they said
allegedly
it's just reset completely. They'll probably add like extra story missions and shit like that. I don't know, but supposedly they will. Supposedly it won't feel like you're playing Oblivion again. It'll feel like you're playing a new game.
Well, then that'd be cool.
That would be good. Yeah, but you're right. I've played older games that they just try to like put a skin over. Like I'm hoping like Resident Evil style. When they redid the Resident Evil games, awesome. They're really good. But if they play just like the originals and they just like kind of like slightly updated graphics, because you can only remaster a game so well, that shit pisses me off. Like when they did that with Dark Souls, they did a remaster of it. It didn't even look that different, and it still felt the exact same. Still felt clunky.
Was the remaster.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Did you guys see the next expansion for Destiny was announced?
No.
Yeah, they showed a video about it. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember the name. I had it. The Edge of Fate is what it's called. They just kind of showed a little CGI trailer. There was no really substance. It was just kind of like the title was gonna be, and when they're gonna reveal it, which is gonna be what's 5? Is that May 6th? So we'll know exactly what that is, May 6th. And
right.
I'm interested in it just because after the final shape, like, where do they go from here? And this would be where they go from here. Because the Edge of Fate in like the picture, it kind of looks like a black hole of sorts. And there's a lot of talk in the Destiny seasons that like leaving the solar system. And honestly, that would bring me back. Is if we left the solar system, left Earth behind, and actually we're doing something else against different enemies or in a different whole zones, I would probably come back for this expansion. But if it's not that, I would probably just leave it.
It's hard.
Destiny 3.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be more of a Destiny 3 thing. But I don't think they're going to be doing Destiny 3. I think they're just going to be doing continuous expansions for this game for as long as they can milk it.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
Yeah, because here I have like their roadmap. Summer 2025 major update. And then fall 2025 major update, and then winter 2025 major update. Two different like expansions, Apollo and Behemoth. But Apollo looks to be what this Edge of Fate is, and then Behemoth. So yeah, you're probably right. We'd more likely get a Destiny 3 before something crazy like that happened, where we got a whole new game essentially.
I'm kind of surprised they're already announcing. Like, I thought we're still dealing with like the pieces of the Traveler falling into like these different areas on the map, you know. And
Yeah,
we had to
well,
go figure out what the echoes were, what the fuck they were called.
yeah, Echoes is right, I think, or Fragments. They were. It's a yearly expansion system for Destiny. It always has been. So we're getting to that time to where they used to come out in February. Now then they started coming out in like April, May, and now they've been coming out in June, July. So like the yearly has been pushed back more and more. So to follow the same cycle, as the final shape came out June whatever last year. So we're getting close to that again. So that's probably why they're like, oh, expansion time.
Makes sense.
Yeah, who knows how long it'll take to come out though.
Yeah, we'll see if I even get into it. You know, it's hard. Yeah. I try to get into these other ones, and I just want to play other stuff.
It's time to put it down, Bungie, and while you're at it, put Marathon in the box too. Just get ahead of yourself, all right?
Marathon. Yeah, I'm so upset by that. Game director said for Marathon's like, what was it? Oh yeah, Destiny fan is going to adore Marathon and everything it has to offer. Though, if you are a Destiny player who really not interested in any PvP at all, it's probably not the game for you. But there's going to be a PvP interaction that occurs. So
the sweaty Crucible mains.
Yeah.
Well, Drew, you still haven't watched the gameplay, right?
Oh yeah.
No, I only saw the trailer.
Yeah,
I was like, the trailer looks kind of cool. I love the style, you know.
Yeah, don't compare the trailer to the actual game.
So in the actual game, a couple things I could tell Destiny's gunplay is in there for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
The best way to tell is the sniping. Like you see someone snipe a couple times, and it's got that same snappy feel of the sniper, which is good, but just like the everything around it, it just doesn't feel. It doesn't look like it is.
I did see some pieces of the gameplay. Mostly where people were commenting stuff, and they were talking about like they saw the melee, and they're like, "I recognize that melee somewhere." It was the fucking Titan punch from Destiny.
Oh,
the same punch animation.
Yeah, they're like, hang on a second, go rewind that, you know. And I think some of the jumps and like the way the animations run look like Destiny. So it was a lot of, or maybe it was Halo. Maybe they were comparing it to Halo's melee. I don't know. Either it was a punch, and so I think they're comparing it to one of those two.
Yeah, the Titan does a punch for sure. That's funny. Yeah. Who knows how that'll pan out?
it's not supposed to be a full price game, but
oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. But it's still gonna have like microtransaction skins and all of that, and
yeah, to be expected these days.
Yeah. And I think it's only gonna have like 4 maps at launch.
See, yeah, that kind of sucks, but like if they're the size of like Apex's main map kind of thing, and there's 4 of them, that wouldn't be such a bad thing. Like a Warzone style.
Not that big.
Oh, never mind. Okay, well, cancel that. Scratch it back. Run it back. That's terrible. 4 small maps.
Because some people would say like, yeah, they play the maps, and then I think it was like 2 maps that they played, and then they pretty much do the maps perfectly. Just doing the like, what is it? Not early access, but beta, closed beta type thing.
Yeah. I know there's a couple of Destiny content creators I follow got to go and play it. And they talked about it. I need to watch those videos still, but yeah, I'd like to hear more.
They enjoyed it, but yeah, if you don't really care for PvP.
Like I liked Crucible, but yeah, I as Drew stated one like the last time we talked, it was just like it'd be like the finals. I'm sure we'd have fun with it early because no one knows what to do. But as soon as that meta catches up, it's just like whatever. Get smoked.
Again. I was like, I'm sure it'd be really cool, but like if we step away from it for like a month and come back in, we just gonna get fucking outmatched because like there's so many new metas that we don't know about.
Yeah. But it's like the best part about the Crucible is like you can go do some PvE. Like that was just an optional thing compared to this where it's just straight up PvP.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else gaming related that came out this week?
I think you want to talk to us about RuneScape.
Oh, yeah. It's that new RuneScape game. What was that called again? Maybe I should have got the name before we started. I'll find it in like 2 milliseconds here. Wasn't it like Dragon Wilds, RuneScape Dragon Wilds? It's a survival multiplayer open world game with RuneScape's assets, pretty much. It's still in early access. They just released it. Honestly, it came out of nowhere for me. Like me, I remember Michael talked to me about it. He was just like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna come out as RuneScape." I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And then all of a sudden, it just drops yesterday, April 15th. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was not expecting that. And then I see a bunch of friends have already started playing it. But I watched a bit of gameplay, some streamers and stuff. It looks cool. The comparison to Valheim is definitely there. I could see that for sure.
Oh.
Which could be a lot of fun. And like they have the same level up system as RuneScape does. So like you'll be hitting on some rocks and then you'll get that same animation as RuneScape where it's like mining level 3. You know, and it'll pop up and you're doing your attacks with your weapons and you get those boosts and there's magic. They got everything from RuneScape, but they just added like you have more control over your character. You're not just clicking. It's just Valheim RuneScape, essentially.
Yeah.
Which
Valheim
looks pretty
made
fun.
in Unreal Engine.
Yeah, Valheim made an Unreal Engine. Yeah, there's like even like building and crafting. I guess there's some type of dungeon crawling. I saw some people running through dungeons. It's something I want to try, but not yet. Like I'm definitely fine to let this thing simmer, because especially with Minecraft coming up for us, it's like I'm gonna play a survival game for a while, and I'm probably not gonna be in the mood for it afterwards. Oh, they have a early access map. New regions. It looks like magic ranged farming. You could farm with magic. That'd be cool. New quests, lore, gear, music. I think it has like a whole story system. It looks like. I hope the combat looked pretty, but it does say here that they're working on the combat. That was like the one thing that kind of deterred me from the whole thing and why I'd want to wait is the combat just looked pretty boring. Like Valheim's is nothing to write home about, but the melee combat in this game is definitely worse. You can get a cool cape though. Hold on a minute. I'm buying this. Got a ship on it. Sick. But yeah, for $30 too for an early access game, kind of steep.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't gotten fucking what's the other game? It was like $20 about making drugs.
Oh yeah, Schedule 1. I'm not going to be getting that game, so
I would buy that for like $5.
I would probably $5. Okay, I would do it for $5. But like to put in comparison, Valheim is $20.
That's
like
Valheim's got a lot of content in it too.
Yeah, and it's got all this mod support and everything. It's up to 10 players. Like all these things that it seems like RuneScape wants to be, and they're charging more money for less content. Yeah. And there being a direct comparison. Like everyone says it looks like Valheim. It's not just me saying that. So it's like it's hard to warrant $30. Like if I see it on sale for $20, I'd probably consider it if it's in like a good spot. But right now, definitely not. It's got very positive reviews, 80%. It's decent.
Now, Nintendo, on the other hand, if you want to talk about heavy pricing for the game,
scumbags.
Do we want to talk about those fucking guys?
Insane.
Yeah. Was it Will at work was telling me that Hades 2 is going to be exclusive to the Switch 2, besides PC, of course. But it's like it's not coming out on consoles at all.
Wait, that doesn't sound right. What?
Doesn't sound right. Because they showed Hades 2 for a game for the Switch, so it would be kind of crazy.
That's like too much money to be losing out on.
Well, right? Because they're already gonna be losing out on plenty. You think people are buying this fucking shit? I'm not paying double for a game that's been out for like 10 years. You know, that's crazy.
Oh, you're talking about the other games, yeah. Yeah,
it's like if it just came out on Switch 2. Yeah, it's just like it's never going to go down in price.
Yeah, Switch 2 exclusive at launch. Like maybe it'll be like
launch, maybe.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe it'll be like some of the Sony games where it takes like a year for them to get to the other consoles, stuff like that. But right there, it says straight up Hades 2 exclusive at launch.
Okay, so it says at launch. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully that means we still get 1.1 on PC. That's gonna be ass if they don't give us the final update because it's exclusive to the Switch. I think that'd be
really lame.
That would be really lame.
It wouldn't be enough. Honestly, like Switch games are cool. I think they have some fun exclusives. Like I love the new Zelda games they're pumping out. I think they're fucking awesome. but it would not be enough for me. Like with the price raising that they're doing, it would not be enough for me to buy a whole new console, to rebuy their game for $10 more, $10-20 more. The game's been out for a few years already. I think I'm just gonna get the next. I'm just gonna get like a Steam Deck or something like it.
Yeah.
That way I can play with Hades on that instead.
Right, I see that point. Like, I'm probably for me as a Pokemon fan, I kind of am gonna buy the Switch. Like, they did say that like a lot of the games are gonna be coming to both Switches for now, but until that jump happens in terms of performance, it has an upgrade, and the next Animal Crossing. Like, there's a bunch of things I know I'm gonna want eventually, but I'm probably not gonna buy it at launch. So maybe I can get like a used one at cheaper value. Would be ideal.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. I don't play my Switch enough. I played it a lot from time to time, but I mostly use it for travel.
Yeah, but it's like you should only get the Switch too if you just use it for first party. Like getting it for third party games just seems ridiculous.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
only Nintendo games. Like that's the only reason you would play it.
Yeah, if you're not playing fucking Mario and Donkey Kong, like you're for playing Mortal Kombat on your Switch.
Yeah. I can't wait to play Starfield on my Switch too.
Oh, is it on Switch? I didn't know that.
Actually, I have no idea if it's
going on. Are you just saying that? Okay, I
don't think it is. I'm pretty sure
well, I mean, it's like
it's just a joke.
What game are they getting to
GTA 6?
Oh, Cyberpunk. That's going to Switch too. Yeah, Cyberpunk is going to Switch too. Like, how is that going to work?
The same way Mortal Kombat works, bro. Everyone on there looks like a fucking potato.
Yeah.
Did you hear that
clay potato.
Do you hear that Power World's going to the Switch?
What's that?
Wait, what is?
Power World's going to the Switch.
Oh, really?
Just kidding. This is fake news.
I was like, that's insane. Considering you hear about the whole thing and how it got resolved.
I was like, wait, how does that work?
So basically, they no longer have the right to capture an animal in a ball. That is something that Pokemon owns exclusively. So Power World had to get rid of that entirely, which is crazy because there's lots of games that kind of have mechanics like that,
Yeah.
And it's like, is Call of Duty like the only one that can throw a grenade? I think that's so stupid. I don't think they ever should have gotten in trouble for that.
Yeah. Well, and like those, I do think that is pretty stupid indeed for the ball thing. It's like I played the new Digimon games recently, and their capture mechanic is like a scanning mechanic. So the more you fight the creature, the more scan you build up, and then eventually you could summon that creature. So it's like they had a different way on capturing. I played a game where it was like discs or something like that. I can't remember what that game was called, but yeah, it's just kind of lame. It's like, why you gotta attack this company who's doing better ideas than you have, and actually fresh ideas? So stupid.
Yeah.
Just trying to make some competition in the monopoly,
I mean, it's like you can't even stream Nintendo games pretty much.
You
get screwed over completely.
Probably pain in the ass too. I wouldn't know how to hook up the Switch to stream it on.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Stingy, greedy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I would hope it'd be easier now because I think they have more ports.
Yeah, probably. It might just be as simple as like hooking up the USB-C to USB-C and just let it go. It might connect or auto connect or OBS connects. I never really ever streamed it from consoles from the PC, but I think it usually involves OBS or some type of adapter. But yeah, maybe the Switch 2 will have better components for that. Maybe they'll have built-in Twitch, kind of like the PlayStation 5 has.
I know the video they had should have had more ports on it, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Like the PS5, you can just like start it and say start broadcast, and as long as your YouTube or Twitch is connected, it'll just start a stream. Only thing is you don't get your audio mixer, you don't get your webcam, you don't get like any of the alerts. Yeah. Like all the stuff you have in OBS is not there. It's just as bare bones as you could get streaming, but it's an option, which is cool. So hopefully the Switch does something of that notion. But as Michael said, streaming it's hard, so maybe not. I'm excited to watch speedrunners play all the new Switch games. I always watch a guy, shout out that guy, Small Ant. He does crazy speedruns for all these games. He'll do like Minecraft, but he does like Mario Odyssey. He's played so much Mario Odyssey that he knows every nook and cranny in that entire game to speedrun it.
That's
so
crazy.
I can't wait to see him get his hands on like the new Donkey Kong. Did you guys see the gameplay for Donkey Kong?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, he can dig through the freaking map. Like Donkey, it's like he has his own open world where he just like punch wherever he wants and like slam into the ground. And he can dig. Mm-hmm. He just starts digging. and they just put like a bunch of items and gems like all underground for you to find throughout the entire map. It's pretty cool.
And I
It's a
think
good
that's going to
concept.
be cheaper than Mario Kart.
Yeah, like what? I think that's crazy when I heard that. I was like, really? The new innovative Donkey Kong that actually looks rad as hell is cheaper?
People hate monkeys.
Hey, we got
Hey.
Christian stream, all right?
Oh, you're right. Nintendo hates monkeys.
Or Christian podcast. Yeah, Nintendo hates monkeys. There you go. That's better. Yeah, not sure what else we got for gaming news, at least this past week. I did see a couple trailers, but nothing super notable. There was like this third person game that looked really hyper realistic. I can't remember the name of that though. I feel like we get new trailers like weekly these days.
Yeah.
I'm on IGN all the time because they're in my list, but I like just start scrolling through my subscription, just like check out all these trailers for all these super niche indie games you've never heard of. I'm like, wow, cool.
Whoa.
And unless you have YouTube Premium, you got to watch 40 damn ads to watch an ad that's an ad for a video game.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't doing all that. But I do have Premium, so I don't have to worry. But before, I hated that so much. I used to cry myself to sleep.
You know, it's funny. I see. So I just refresh my page, and it usually clears
Nice.
out the ads.
Oh,
But that's with I have like weird ad blocker that like kind of works on there. My old roommate Grayson, he just goes eat meat. He's got fucking muscle memory. And I've seen him do it at home. But like on his Xbox when he's playing YouTube videos on there, he can just hit that like he dislikes his ad, and it'll just completely close it. It has gotten to the point to where he's disliked so many ads, he gets them every now and then.
Oh.
Because it doesn't want to show him any more ads. It has nothing else to show him. So you can like block ads out, I guess. So I was like, fuck it, man, why not?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I had a blocker for a while, but it just stopped working. It was like, if you don't do this, you can't watch any more videos until you do. And I'm like, you bitch. So yeah, I did that like a couple years ago, and honestly, I don't really mind at this point. It's like I use YouTube so much that paying for premium is not much of a like. I feel like I'm getting my money out of it because I watch so much YouTube. Like it's not a big deal.
You get YouTube Music out of it, don't you?
Probably, but I don't. I already have
think you
Spotify. I just don't
Yeah.
bother with YouTube Music. It's like I'm not gonna go and run through like 40 music videos just for a playlist. Like I know I can like listen to my video or listen to videos when I lock my phone. I have used that a couple times for like Internet Today when I listen to them, Michael. For my news and stuff. I'll put them on and lock my phone while I'm doing stuff, and that's been pretty nice. So my phone doesn't die instantly. But yeah, and it's
But yeah, I think actually YouTube Premium should be adding a new thing to where you can actually make it to where the music section will be a separate subscription, or you can have it intertwined with your current one. And then if you just want the ads blocks, that's also going to be separate. Actually
that'd be
working on
rad.
that.
I would take that and just
Yeah.
I could do without everything else, honestly.
A lot of people don't use the music thing.
It'd be cool too if it did like a Prime sub kind of thing where you could sub like like the big follow to like one of your favorite YouTubers as well.
Oh yeah.
Like they give you a free one of those for having premium. That would be cool. But no, you don't get that either, so it's a shame.
But Hades 2 is a timed console exclusive.
Timed, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Still exclusive, but timed.
Yeah, it's still exclusive, just temporary.
It looks like they're making a Demon Slayer 2. Very cool. The game. I know the first.
Yeah, so a little bit. Yeah.
Wasn't the first one not well received? No, I think of Jujutsu. Jujutsu's first game was really bad.
That was.
I never touched either one.
Yeah,
so.
you don't want to. The first Demon Slayer was probably fine, but
I think people actually liked it.
yeah, there was another CGI trailer for Arc Raiders announcing like an official test. GTA 5 got an enhanced edition for PC. Like,
really?
all right, yeah.
Why?
GTA 5 enhanced edition official PC launch trailer happened yesterday. I watched that too. It just looks enhanced. I don't know.
How did I miss that?
Yeah. The game I was talking about earlier where it looked really cool, but it was pretty niche. It's called Hell Express. Like you play as this like anime girl in what looks to almost be like a what's that Death Stranding like kind of world, but it's like an isometric third person, and
I saw that
the graphics
yeah.
the graphics are gorgeous. Like I think it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like twin stick shooter in a way, but like if you're looking one way, you don't see the enemies behind you at all unless you look that way. And like it just looks really, really good. It was like the one video I watched out of all of the other kind of mumble jumble of random shit in here for IGN. That was one I watched, and I was like, this actually looks pretty sick.
Yeah, I actually did see the trailer for that one. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you saw that too then, because it seems pretty good. I'm probably for just a me game, I'll definitely buy that probably.
It's an online co-op.
Oh my god! I guess for an us game, I guess I'll have to buy.
Fuck it.
With 4 players.
Play all right for the boys. Yeah, that sounds nice. I didn't know that. I thought it looked just like a single player experience. I was like, I haven't played that in a while.
Yeah.
I usually stick to my multiplayer with the boys, but if multiplayer that's cool. I'm down. So you guys want to hear about the ghosts?
Oh yeah.
So last night, I was sleeping. True, I was sleeping good, but then I woke up because my arm fell asleep. So I was like, oh god, that feeling when you just sleep on your arm, you lose all the circulation, it just feels like it's gonna fall off. So like I kind of rolled over on my back. Yeah, I was like, rolled on my back, and I looked up, and at the foot of Jasmine's bed, I saw a silhouette. Like I always hear people talking about this. Like they see a shadow figure, it's a silhouette. I saw one, 100%. It was standing at her bed. From my angle, I should have been able to see her jewelry box behind it, but I couldn't. It was a solid black object, and I was like, my eyes should have been accustomed to the darkness, so I should have been able to see it, but I couldn't. So I like sat. Yeah, it was Corey. I sat up and I just kept looking. And I kept blinking like harder and harder, and like it started to kind of fade a little bit, and then I like kind of sat up a little bit more, and then it was gone, and I could see the jewelry box just fine. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Was that an actual silhouette? Like I wasn't paralyzed, but I definitely felt paralyzed. Like I thought in my head for a second, I was like, what if I try to grab it right now? What if I just dive across the bed and swipe? But I couldn't force my body to do it. And I was a little freaked out. I wasn't too freaked out. And then I literally just like went, I laid back on my back, and my arm felt all tingly, and I went back to sleep. But it was the freakiest shit ever. But something interesting I didn't think about until today when talking to other people about it was, Michael, when we were playing games, remember when Jasmine came in and was like, hey, the TV's on the fritz. The TV's doing some weird stuff. And I went in there, and the TV's flipping through all of my inputs and channels on like the cable. And it was turning the volume up and down, and like we turn off the TV, and then it would just turn on again and keep doing it, going through the PlayStation, going through the cable, the sound. It kept doing it. I unplugged all the HDMI cords, and it didn't stop. Like it obviously there was no more inputs for it to go to, but it kept trying to flip to them. And then I unplugged the TV manually, and then it finally stopped once I plugged it back in. But like at first I was like, just some stupid technology shit. But now I'm like, ghosts? Do I have a ghost?
Shit, like I'll tell you what, I'll bring a Ouija board. All right, we'll figure this out today.
Honestly, Jasmine would love that. I haven't told her yet, and it's probably gonna freak her out. I
don't think I'd fuck with a Ouija board. Like I'm not like super skeptical about a lot of this stuff, but that's something my mom told me never to fuck with, and she never tells me not to fuck with shit like that. So
sounds like a coward to me.
Well, Jasmine has fucked with Ouija boards before all the time at like her dad's house and stuff. So she might be more open to doing it for sure since we've had that now.
Go ahead.
A couple weeks ago, like her great grandma passed, and she used to live here, and now both her great grandparents who used to live in this house are gone. So I was like, could they just be here to see Jasmine? Or like at the foot? It was at the foot of her bed. It was her side of the bed that I saw this silhouette, and it was just standing there. And I was like, fuck, bro. Yeah, it was probably just prank. It's there to prank me. I was expecting to come in today into my room and just see all my figurines on the floor and no, not Nico Robin, you son of a bitch. How dare you desecrate my statues? Have you guys ever had really any ghost experiences or anything?
Not me, no.
It's funny you kind of mentioned the whole silhouette thing. I would think I'm very much like, I'm not saying they don't exist. I think it could definitely be possible, but I'm very like, I look at every any other reason that like something could be happening before I consider a ghost, you know. And so like for example, just like you'd see the TV and I'd be like, okay, it's just technology's freaking out. Like I've seen this happen all over the place, everywhere, you know. But not saying it's not ghosts. It could definitely be ghosts. I had a time years ago when I was young. I was at my grandparents' place in North Carolina, and I'm sleeping in the living room on an air mattress at this time. Late at night, I get up and I'm like, fuck, I have to piss so bad, and it's so hot, I'm sweaty. And I remember like taking a piss, you know, my night vision's a little fucked, so I shut off the light and I start walking back to my air mattress, and at the foot of it. And keep in mind, the air mattress is like right in front of some like radios, like some like an old stereo system. So it's got some like mellowed out like little blue lights that come off of like any like center console you'd see off a TV or whatever, you know. I could see the silhouette of what looked like a little girl. And I was like, I was like so stunned that I just immediately flopped on the mattress and I just decided not to fucking move at all. And I was like, that can't be fucking right. And so I just waited, and I was like so terrified to look back up again. But that was like probably the closest thing I could relate to. I can't say I've had too many things, but that's something that I remembered years ago. Was just like a little incident like that. Again, could have just easily been just my imagination. I'm young, my night vision's a little fucked up, and maybe it was a little blurry from like the center consoles there, but it looked like something was there. I couldn't quite make it out, but I was too afraid to look at the time. Like I was like stunned, and I was like, "This is terrifying." Eventually, when I did look up, it wasn't there anymore, of course. But I was like, it took me a while to build up the courage to do that. Maybe my night vision came back, and maybe it wasn't, you know, maybe the ghost ran away. Who knows? But I'd say that's probably the closest encounter I've had.
I hate it when my night vision breaks.
Yeah. This is what I would say is the only time I've ever had something. Like I always hear about it, you know, and or watch Ghost Adventures before, and I'm like, it's cool, you know. Like I'm pretty skeptical, but this was the first time I've ever been like, holy shit, is that like because like I'm very practical. I'm a man of science, so I'm always like, what would make this happen? But like, I literally was sleeping. My eyes should be dilated, and I should be able to see the item that was back behind it, and I could not see that item. I was just blown away. Maybe I was just, like you said, really tired. Maybe my vision was a bit blurry, so I literally just couldn't visually see it until I blinked enough. But man, it fucked me up because I wasn't even scared. Like I was just like, oh, that has to be something. And I just kept blinking. I was like, it's not going away. Like,
You're supposed to disappear.
You're supposed to disappear.
Your fear meter was building up slowly.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. It's like it's one thing that stuck with me because like to this day I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know, like I can't think of like what it could have been other than the fact that maybe I'm just tired, you know, and it was just my vision was a little fucked getting straight out of bed into the bathroom. But like, I don't know, you know, that was like, any other situation where something happens, I'm like, okay, that makes sense, you know. So I'll even have shit like fall off the counter some nights, and I'm like, you know, okay, I probably set it there off to the edge of the table. You know, I'm walking around, the house is going to shake a little bit, you know, and I'm like, not because I'm fat, but because
dang it, Drew.
No one was thinking you were fat, Drew. Okay, relax.
I was.
Gonna butt in.
Well, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, fuck. It's kind of weird. I remember that still. You know, like I think about it every now and then when we're talking about ghost stories, but that's really it. I can't say I have any other weird scenario that I couldn't explain in my head.
Yeah, mine's pretty lackluster on that. I guess one time when I was really young, I feel like my friend was pulling a prank, but we were in his basement in front of his old CCTV kind of thing, playing video games co-op right in front of it. And down the hallway, this was like when I lived in Kansas, down the hall was like super pitch black. And at the very end of it was a laundry room. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we hear, "You want to play with Elmo?" And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
hey, yo, what the fuck? I would have ran.
10-year-old boys, we just like looked and we're like, what the fuck, dude, no way. He looked at me, he's like, that might be my little brother's Elmo. He just broke that shit today. Like, it won't work anymore. We left it in there. And then we heard it again, and we like screamed and ran up the stairs. It was like middle of the night. His mom was all like, what happened? What happened? She went down, grabbed it, showed us it wasn't making noise anymore, nothing. And we were so freaked out. That was the only other time I was like, maybe my friend did something. Maybe his little brother was in there fucking with it. Like, I don't know, but just doing that in the middle of the night while we were just trying to play games really scared me to hear, hey, you want to play with Elmo? Like, no, I don't want to play with Elmo. Are you kidding me?
Chat my pants was wild.
Yeah, if it would have been glitchy, I would have freaked out. It was just icing on the cake when I found out that his brother broke it that day too. I was like, oh my
Fuck, no, I don't want to play with Elmo. Are you crazy?
Are you crazy? Does Elmo know I'm underage? Well, on that, I think this was a good podcast. First one. It was fun. I don't think it has to run an hour every time. We run until we, I think it's good, and I think that's good. But yeah,
run until we're out of steam.
Out of steam. Like I put it in the description, but we're gonna try to get these out every Friday around 2 p.m. I'll have them out. Give me a couple days to edit them if I need to for any reason. And don't tell the day. It breaks the illusion. No, it's Wednesday.
Today's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday at 2 p.m. exactly. Well, now it's like almost 3. We've been going for almost an hour.
Actually 4.
Yeah, actually 4. But yeah, we'll try to get them out every Friday. Life happens, but I think it'll be great.
Oh wait, there's a huge game.
All right, what
follow
game?
us on Instagram.
Wild Assault.
Follow us on Twitter.
Wild Assault.
Yeah,
what is that?
it's a game that Drew might like.
Is it a free game? I don't want to look at this.
I mean, I don't know if it's free.
Not free, I said furry.
Oh. Then why'd you assume I would like it? Why'd you assume I would like it?
I've seen this. Yeah, it's like a furry freaking like Apex or something. But yeah, anyways,
it really is a furry game.
Anyways, we'll be back. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Why'd you assume I would like it?
Thanks for listening. Goodbye. Tune in next time.